Hey guys, thanks for dropping by the channel. In this video, I wanted to talk to you about an amazing dive watch from Zelos, and that's the Swordfish. Now, interestingly enough, I actually purchased this same watch in stainless steel near the end of last year. But as Zelos continues to evolve, they tend to put out dive watches in both stainless steel as well as in bronze. And when I heard that the bronze version of this dive watch was coming out in this summer, I emailed Elshin, who's the owner of the company, and I kindly requested that he send in one of these bronze watches for a review on my YouTube channel. So a big thanks, because he did send one over and I got it on my wrist right now. And I've had it on my wrist for about a week now. And I want to be fully transparent with you guys, because at the end of this review, I do get to hang on to this watch. However, that's not going to affect my critique of this timepiece, but I do want to be completely transparent with you guys. Now, I'm also going to throw a link to my original review of a stainless steel version of this watch in the description below. So please check that out, and maybe you guys can come to your own conclusions on which version you prefer more, the stainless steel or the bronze. And as always, if you enjoy this content, please subscribe and hit that like button. And now I'm going to flip perspectives. I'm going to show you the initial unboxing of this watch, and then I'll give you my in-depth review of this particular timepiece. Alright guys, so here's the FedEx package I received from Zelos Watch Company. Let's unbox. Okay guys, so as you can see, it comes in this really nice Zelos wood grain box. Elgin, who is the owner of Zelos, did inform me that it's going to come in this canvas watch roll, and normally Zelos has a nice blue leather watch roll, but this one also feels really good. Okay, so first and foremost, you have the Zelos warranty card. You got this nice, what appears to be a Horween leather strap. This is actually looks similar to the additional leather strap that came with my first stainless steel version of the Zelos Swordfish. And then for the main event, alright, let's take a closer look at the Bronze Zelos Swordfish. I'll just throw up the company's specs for this watch on the left-hand side of the screen, because it is similar in dimension to the stainless steel version of this watch. So essentially you're getting a 42mm case. Flipping to the side, the lug-to-lug distance here is 48mm. Case thickness coming in at 13mm, and this lug opening here for this beautiful tropic rubber strap is 22mm. So perfect dimensions for a dive watch, really. Now let's talk about the case construction, because again, Zelos made this watch in bronze, and they went with a marine grade bronze, which I think is important because it is durable and very corrosion resistant. As I'm sure most of you are aware, bronze is an alloy, so it's primarily composed of copper, but with this particular formation they also included tin. And again, this just makes it very corrosion resistant. And the other nice thing about bronze is over time it will patina, and with this particular formulation you usually see like a dark brown, kind of like a rusty color that develops as the copper oxidizes. And this can actually act as a protective layer to the outside of the case as well. So I'm excited to see how this watch ages over time. Now let's move in on the dial, because I think this dial is gorgeous. You do have a sapphire crystal protecting the dial. This is actually a sandwich dial, so you can see that the hour indices are actually cut out of a top layer, and it gives way to a lower dial that is completely loomed up with C3 Superluminova. Now the Luminova also extends to the handset, and as well as the bezel, which is ceramic, but it's completely loomed. Now Zelos, they just have some of the best loom out of any micro brand, I would say. I'll throw up a Loom shot right now, actually, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because this watch lights up like a Christmas tree. You can actually see that with a C3 Superluminova, you're getting a very, very bright green luminescence. But one of the nice details I noted about this watch is that the second hand, the tip of the second hand there, it looms slightly with a blue hue to it, almost like they used a BGW9 compound instead of a C3 there, which is just kind of a neat nuanced feature that I really enjoy about this watch. Now again, moving on the dial, this is the no date version. You can see that you have the Zelos logo applied near the 12 o'clock. It does say automatic and 300 meters water resistant rating. Now in the automatic movement that's used here is the Seiko NH35, which again is the no date version. I believe you can also purchase a Swiss ETA version of this watch for more money and with a date aperture. But as it stands, you know, it's your standard Seiko reliable movement. It's a 3 Hz movement. You get about a 40-hour power reserve, and it's hacking in hand wind. So I'll show you the crown action and how you can operate the movement here. So the crown is gnarled fairly well. You actually have a nicely etched in Z for Zelos on the crown. Now, because this is the NH35, if you pull it out to the first position, that's actually a ghost date wheel, so that's really not going to do anything. But if you pull it all the way out, you can see I hacked and stopped the seconds hand, and then you can just quickly adjust the time however you like, and pop it back in, and rethread the crown. Now let's look at the bezel, because I think they did a really good job. Again, this is a bronze bezel with a ceramic blue insert, and as you did see, it is fully loomed. It's 120 click unidirectional, although I will say that this bezel is extremely stiff to operate. Zero backplay though, like it's locked and loaded once you have it in the right position. But again, my hope is that over time it will get easier to operate, because this is actually the stiffest bezel I've ever turned on any dive watch. Let's look at the finishing a bit. So you get some nice angles with this watch. You don't get as much polished surfaces as you did on the stainless steel version, but they do exist. I think there's some polished beveling at the top of the lugs here, and then also at the top of the crown guards, which is kind of neat. I appreciate that they did that, and then you have mostly brushed around the bronze case. Now the strap that they included is pretty nice as well. Obviously I don't think they would include a stainless steel bracelet because this is a bronze watch, but this strap, it's very thick, it's fairly supple, and it's even got some white contrast stitching on the outside of the strap as well. And then you have some really nice weave texturing on the inside. Flipping it over, you can also see that the strap is signed with the Zelos logo. And then the buckle, I love it. It's oversized, but it's also bronze. So that's really nice to see, and they did a good job with the buckle as well. Now, as an interesting aside, the strap that was included as a bonus leather strap, the buckle is much smaller and it's stainless steel. So I kind of wish that they at least made the buckle slightly larger, maybe in bronze or a bronze color just to match. But as it's okay, let's check out this case back, which is actually made from stainless steel, and it's screwed in. And I like that they did that, because that will prevent any oxidation or coming off and coming in contact with your wrist when you're wearing it. You can see it says Zelos Swordfish 300 meter bronze. You get this beautifully and deeply etched swordfish logo, and then if you look at this way, you can see that it's sapphire crystal and that the serial number is on here. You can see I have lot 145 out of 250 for this particular colorway of the bronze swordfish. And here's a wrist shot for you guys. So as you can see, wears very comfortably over my just 7 1/4 inch wrist. And it's also much lighter than the stainless steel version when you combine that with the rubber Tropic strap here. So it's pretty comfortable, very legible, and just has really nice wrist presence. I'm really enjoying it. Okay guys, so let me just summarize the good and bad things about this particular timepiece. First and foremost, let's talk about pricing. When this watch was first released, you could buy it for $299 US. I think as of now, that early release date price has gone up by $50. So now you're paying $349 US shipped for this particular watch, and then you're going to pay more money if you want the Swiss-made movement inside of this case. The pros are definitely great legibility with excellent loom throughout the dial as well as on the bezel. You know, you're getting really nice components. You're getting marine grade bronze, you're getting sapphire crystal, you're getting ceramic bezel insert, really nice color scheme, 300 meters water resistant. So as a dive watch, those just check so many boxes. I think it's a really good value, as I mentioned before. Now, are there any negative aspects? Well, I'm going to point out some minor gripes about this watch. Let's talk about the bezel action, because as I mentioned, it's the stiffest bezel I've ever tried to operate. And the same can be said for the crown too. I do appreciate how well textured the crown is and having that nice sign logo there. I found it a little difficult to rethread it, but again, it's only been 1 week, and I think once you've tried to manually wind the watch a few more times, and you just end up handling it more, it'll probably get easier with time. The other minor negative gripe I would have is on the strap itself. As much as I really enjoy this strap, and I love that matching bronze buckle, the keepers on this strap, they really secure it, and it's actually really hard to take out. So, I mean, that's a double-edged sword because it will secure it to your wrist, but when it comes time to take off this watch at the end of the day, sometimes it's actually really hard to get the strap off the keepers for some strange reason. So that about wraps it up, guys. My personal preference between this version or the stainless steel version, I'm actually going to say it's going to go to the bronze version here. I just think the color scheme is better in matching the bronze case. I do enjoy this strap a fair bit, and I'm excited to see how this watch patinas over time. But please let me know what you guys prefer in the comments below. Thanks again to Zelos and to Elshin, the owner, for sending in this watch for review. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next video.